Hi guys, it's Wombat and today's video is pretty bonkers long and I do apologize for that, but most of it is me actually going through the load order of this crap load of mods that we have. It is insane, but it is the global map combo, so what do you expect? Instead of me talking for an hour or so before I start, I'm just gonna let you see it for yourself. Let's dive into it, shall we? And here is the map, and I'm not going to go through all of it. We have EAA over here. It's just massive, isn't it? Never mind these lines here. They are caused actually by, believe it or not, the 1 to 15 scale of the UK. So never mind them. It doesn't affect anything other than the visuals here on the map. Everything works just fine, even though we have the lines there. We have a lot of other maps here, Promods of course, so we're not using RTTBS, Promods, and then we have Romania extended 2.4. This is not the DLC version, this is the full version. Make sure that you are using the full version. Same thing goes for YKSRSK. Southern region is here, Caucasus, Road to Ural, and the Great Steppe, and ROSmap of course, and ROS. And just like with my DLC version of ROS, we have a road connection from Saratov to Yukolovo and whatever these cities are called. And we have the complete Uralsk there. There are no broken roads here. However, this road connecting to Arayas 16 is broken deliberately by me. That's the only way to make this work. So this is well, the first map mod I've ever added where I've actually made sure that one road is broken, but it works. You can't of course go from Arayas directly to Yukolovo. You have to go all the way around. But that's okay. The road connection we used to have between Great Steppe and somewhere around here, Arayas, doesn't work anymore, and the reason for that is obvious enough. We have the Great Steppe relocated to the actual on the map place where these cities should be placed, so that road connection doesn't work anymore, but the other one does. So we don't have any areas that isn't connected to the rest of the map, but we do have a broken road here. If you're not satisfied with that, you'll have to remove ROS completely. We have PJ Indo down here, and we have Tasmania map down here. That's all fine. We have Middle East. What else should I mention? We have Swedish Islands, Mediterranean map down here. I've probably forgotten some of them, but as you can see, the map is pretty big and I hope you enjoy it. Here is the load order, and from the bottom, I'm gonna go through this slowly because there is a lot of things you need to keep your eye on here. From the bottom we have Australia-Tasmania model map def, followed by PJ Indo and the Australia quick fix. Then we have the Great Steppe for 136 model map def and Road to Ural version 1.2. Then we have Russian open spaces, just this file down here. And we have Southern Region model 321, followed by the updated Southern Region map def and map. And the way you tell that you are using the updated version is this underscore here. If you have brackets around def and map instead of underscores, you're using the wrong one. Make sure that you have the underscores there. Then we have Southern Region map vegetation crash fix for 136, as well as the Southern Region map fix for 136 and Southern Region English city names. Above that we have the base map for EAA 5.3 and the map by EAA 5.3. Couple of optional files, power cargo and heavy cargo for EAA. They are optional. You may use them or you can completely ignore them if you like. I'm using them and I've added them here. Then we have the ROSmap def package only. Above that, Promods assets, models package 3 to 1, media package, map package, definition package. We then have Promods Middle East assets package and def and map packaged. Then we have the optional Israel-Lebanon Open border mod, which opens the border between Israel and Lebanon. We have ROSmap Model 2, Model Map, and these are of course the Fix 3 version of ROSmap. Make sure you're using the Fix 3 version. Then we have city translation for ROSmap 1.9.x. As you can see, we are not using Peter because Peter isn't compatible with Promsona, and we're not using the new SZM add-on because that isn't compatible with Promsona either. So we have to drop those two out, and instead we have the Promods 2.43 plus ROSmap road connection and two fixes for EAA, the ROSmap fix and the Promods fix. Then we have Russian open spaces model, but we do not have Russian open spaces map. We're not using the map file here, and I give me a couple of seconds and I'll explain why. We have Russian open spaces vehicle and vehicle truck. Then we have Promsona 5, and this is not the original Promsona, and I'm feeling horrible using this version of Promsona that I am using because Promsona 5 includes the Russian open spaces map file. That is included in Promsona 5. So just for this version of my global combo, the Promods global combo, I'm using my own version of Promsona. So what I've done here is the same thing I did for my DLC version, the global DLC map combo. And in that one I simply did some changes to the Russian open spaces map file, but since the map file is included in Promsona 5, that is only the case for the ROS, ROSmap and Promods version of Promsona 5. In the ROS and ROSmap version only, where we don't use Promsona, the map isn't included. It's only in this version that it is included. So instead of using the original Promsona, I'm taking a risk here, a chance, and I'm using my own version of it. And this is of course then to make sure that the great step is working, so that you have all the map mods working without any areas that are inaccessible. So there's that. So this file Promsona again includes also the Russian open spaces map file. So that's why we don't have a map file down here. It's included here. Then we have the ROS to ROSmap road connection and the speed of snow. This is optional. You don't have to use the speed of snow, but I prefer to use it on this combo simply because it allows you to drive normally on ROS areas that contains snow. If you don't use this file, it is optional, but if you don't use it, you're gonna have a hell of a long time hauling through those areas doing 40-50 kilometers an hour. Then we have my traffic and sound fix for ROS, which simply eliminates the ROS traffic, the military traffic, completely. Not only in all of Europe and the rest of the world, but also on ROS itself. So with this one, you won't have the annoying ROS traffic all over the world, but at the same time, you won't have it anywhere. This one also includes a sound fix that I made so that you have still the original music from SCS in-game. And yeah, let's just call it in-game. And you also have the sounds from ROS leveled out at a better level. I lowered the levels a bit because some of them are very, very loud, and well, I've fixed that using this fix. Another thing I've done with this fix is that I've removed all of the ferries from ROS so that you can't take a ferry to get from point A to point B on ROS. You have to haul the entire way. And this one has now also been updated for ROS 7.7 to eliminate some missing textures that was caused by this file in the previous version. If you used my previous version with ROS 7.7, the current version of ROS, it works just fine on 7.5 of ROS, but there were some problems with the 7.7 version. So if you have ROS 7.7 and have some missing textures, which means that you have red surfaces in some places, well, use this updated version instead. English city and cargo names for ROS here. ROS heavy cargo optional. Of course, English city names is not optional, you need that, but this one is optional, as well as the English names for ROS heavy cargo, that is also optional. Another optional file here is the negabarit for ROS Promzona, which adds special transports, a special transport route to ROS and Promzona. Then we have the Mediterranean map and Romania extended. And on Romania extended we have file number 4321. I am using Romania extended 2.4. I have not tested, and I will not test this using Romania extended 2.2. It's just how it is. YKSRSK 1.95. I'm not using the DLC version. Of course, Romania extended 2.4. Not using any DLC versions of Romania extended. This is the original for Promods, I'm gonna say. Same with YKSRSK, it's for Promods. We have the road connection between Promods and Romania extended, as well as the road connection between Romania extended and ROSmap, and the road connection between Romania extended and Southern Region. Then we have YKSRSK Southern Region road connection and YKSRSK Promods Middle East road connection. Then we have Romania extended English city names, which is optional. We have Project Caucasus, Paris Rebuilt, Swedish Islands version 1.10 because we are using Promods. If you have my previous global combo for Road to the Black Sea, you are there using version 1.02, but this is the Promods map combo global edition, and for that we need Swedish Island version 1.10. And then we have the optional Pasajeros passenger mod for EAA. This is the European version of it, so this one allows you to bring passengers from all over the world to anywhere in the world. This is optional. Reintroducing the TextFix 4 due to some flickering textures on ROS, so that one is back again. And then on top of everything else we have the background map, and that is the quite exhausting, quite lengthy list of mods we are using on this map combo. So there you have it. Make sure that you read the entire video description. I'm limited to posting 5,000 characters in the video description, so I do apologize for being very short on basically everything I write there because of all the links that I have to put in there. gives me not that many characters to play around with, but I do have some additional information here about some changes you might have to make to your config file, and of course all the links to all the mods I'm using. If you have any problems loading this one, and remember that loading this one for the first time is going to take you somewhere between 15 and 60 minutes. It takes an incredible amount of time loading this one the first time. Other than that, if the game crashes during those 15 to 16 minutes, it's probably going to crash immediately, more or less, if it crashes. But if it crashes during the load, make sure that you've checked everything, that you have all the mods that I'm using. And if you've checked that and you do have them, and you've meet all the other criteria listed in the video description, please post your game.log file in the support channel on my Discord server, and myself or someone at my Discord server will help you try figure out what is wrong. And other than that, I just want to say it's a weekend, and I hope you're gonna have a fantastic weekend despite the situation we have globally. Regarding the coronavirus, I can only advise you to wash your hands very frequently for at least 20 seconds. Try not to get too close to people you don't know, and be safe. Take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye.